And we're recording. We should have recorded the first exchange we had this morning.
Which was you yelling at me because you don't like my email address.
Yeah, like that's the good stuff.
We can recreate it.
Okay, let's just let it happen organically.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to the F1 Chat Pod. We've got an exciting year. I don't know about you, JB, but while I've been doing my taxes, I've been letting YouTube play Formula One videos nonstop.
I don't know how you can take it, man. Like when it goes on to a commentator that you don't like, don't or if it goes on to commercials, like don't you have to then go in and skip it or turn it down or
The commercial, they're going to win. They will win. I'm going to end up paying to not have commercials.
oh, right, you
They're going
can
to
yeah.
win.
Yeah.
I do the skip, but then every now and then a commercial comes on. I'm like, hey, nice try. I'm not buying
Well,
it.
and you're okay with all the commentary?
It depends on who it is, but I just let it go. I'm mostly listening to what the technical specifications are, trying to understand that better, and also understanding what teams are doing. Because I mean, today we're clearly going to talk about all the new cars that have come out and what they've done. Not in great detail, but we, because I know JB, you can't handle that. You're like a you're like a boobies guy. I'm a little bit more. I'd like to know what's inside and learn about you and
That's
get a sense of who
true.
you are.
That is an airtight analogy. I am a boobies guy.
Hmm.
And I love looking at Adrian Newey's new car.
Hmm.
It looks like the Batmobile, but then when you get into the side scoop this and the front suspension that, I'm like, this is more boring than the middle 40 laps of an F1 race.
Well, let's talk about a side scoop.
Let's talk about side scoops.
Side scoops are exciting.
Tell
It's
me
going to
how. Tell
be
me why.
because the everyone is, well, I shouldn't say everyone, but it is looking like every team has got quite an aggressive approach to having less side pods.
Mm.
Seems like there's, which is, uh, I mean, again, the side pods are important for so many reasons, of which I probably can't name any. I just know that they are important. So when people say
I
there's
mean,
no side pods, you're like, wow, or less side pod, you're like,
it's
that's impressive.
it's cooling, right? We're talking about cooling here. Air
But
intake,
it's also airflow, where the air
airflow.
goes after.
Right.
Apparently, Adrian Newey still uses a pencil when he comes up with his ideas.
Yeah, he does. And the front wing of his car is kind of looks like they just went off of a drawing that he did with his shaky old hands using a pencil because
Hey,
it looks like shit. Do you think that there's teams that are keeping their powder dry in early testing where you won't actually see the final wing?
well, here's what Williams did. So Williams didn't even make the shakedown test in where was the shake in Barcelona. They
It
didn't
was
make
in
it.
Barcelona.
They were the only team that didn't make it. And then they released a whatever they did, the car release, but they didn't put the actual suspension that they're going to use on the front of their car. They put up
Mm.
like, and everyone's like, "What is this?" It's like it was kind of like a fake. They kind of want to throw
Hmm.
people off.
I bet they all do
Um,
that.
yeah, but this was quite aggressive. Like like they didn't show like really at all, because what they showed I don't think is even possible. Like everyone was saying, like if they were to do that, you'd have to have a whole new
Oh.
technology to do it. Like that's almost
Mm.
impossible. But if they can do that, if that's actually their suspension, then they've found something rather significant. But they're also
Right.
going to do, like all the teams are going to do more testing, more simulations. So by the time we're in Melbourne, that front wing that Adrian Newey, drew when he was having a stroke will be straight and strong.
But we'll see more in Bahrain. We'll see the real stuff in Bahrain, right?
More real stuff, yeah. I mean,
More
these cars
real.
are real. These cars are real right now. I mean,
They're
I
real
mean,
real.
Mercedes car. I mean, sure there'll be some changes, but that's the car, and it's
Yeah.
the same with and Aston Martin. It's the car. He's got a whole bunch of stuff on there. He'll refine it, and it'll look a little different.
Speaking of Mercedes, Sometimes I wonder if George Russell is that kid in school who just asks to be bullied. Just a little bit. I'm not saying that I was a bully, that I wasn't bullied, but now, like, he's always the bridesmaid for one thing. Secondly, now he's favored, or the car is favored. So Lando, whether he knows it or not, is the world champ and the underdog.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how? And Oscar must be pulling his hair out. He's like, I can't get a break. George is all like, we got an excellent car. So
Be careful
he's,
how you move. You got to jiggle. I hear a jiggle.
oh,
It's not
sorry.
your body. There's like your mic or something. Keep going though.
So he's all optimistic. And Lando's like, wow, the bookmakers aren't on my side. I'm the world champ, and yet I'm number one. And yet George has all the pressure. And now Oscar's like that awkward third in a thruple. Hey, should I just sit over here and jerk off, or can I
Which
actually
might
get
be
in on that?
it might be perfect though for Oscar, because now he just sits
Maybe.
there and he's like
Yeah.
he's like a shark. There's some
Yeah.
surfers on the surface, and he's just taking his time. Those
There's some
surfers are smoking
surface on the
weed.
surface.
They're smoking
You
the
know?
weed. They're smoking the weed and having a good time on the waves. Little did I know, down there's a shark ready to take off one of their feetsies.
It kind of sounds like you just did an Australian who moved to Liverpool around 15 years ago.
It's true. Every Aussie goes to Liverpool, you know. That's why you go there. I think you know what? I also think it has something to do with George's eyes. He's
He has
got
beautiful
these,
eyes.
yeah, and they, I think all the F1 people and other, you know, people in the world probably are jealous of his eyes, and so they
Oh,
want
yeah.
to make life harder for him.
Yeah.
He's a good-looking guy.
You
Like,
could be a supermodel.
yeah, he could be.
You could be the next James Bond.
Yes.
You're so talented.
Yeah.
You're also one of the greatest F1 drivers around. Like,
Yeah,
some people have all the luck.
And he paid his dad back.
And he's a good son.
He paid his dad back.
I've never paid my dad back for anything. Or my mom. My mom has the money.
I paid off my student loan all on my own, but my dad helped pay for some of my schooling. So I don't know if that's where that lands and if I'm a good son or not.
Oh, you're a good son, all right.
No, I need to be better.
How is
I need
June?
to be June. That is my friend
Gene.
Michael's.
Gene. Gene. June, I know. June Tagan. How's Gene?
Jean is doing good. Her mind is solid. Her spirit is strong. Her humor
Unlike
is
mine.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's probably got
How old
more
is
wits
she?
about her than you. She's 91, maybe 92 this year.
Holy shit.
Born in 1933. What is that? Whatever 1933 equals.
Good Lord. That's 85 plus 7. Yeah, 92 this year.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Crazy. Well, she's got to go
Wow.
for at least another 5 more years.
Is she still sexual? Is she? No, sorry. Is she still a flirt? She was always a bit of a flirt, your mom.
She's definitely a flirt.
Is she?
Yeah.
I love
yeah.
that.
And now, whether or not she's sexual, I'll leave that for her to answer.
Yeah, I didn't mean the sexual part. Hey, but sex can happen in a variety of iterations, right up till whenever you want it to.
Yeah.
Let's talk
Yeah,
about
it's true.
geriatric sex for a while.
Well, I mean, I guess that's Adrian Newey.
You'd hope. You'd
mean,
want
he's
him
good.
to have it all
Yeah.
with his beautiful wife.
I mean, does he sculpt out what he's going to achieve in the bedroom that night? Is he like drawing
Yeah,
I'll
this
light
is
a
you,
candle.
darling.
Yeah.
This is you, darling. And then over here is me,
Me.
doing the old in, out, in, out.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Just, sometimes I think about like what it must be like to be a successful person
Yeah.
Let's take George Russell again, or Lewis, or any, and the amount of people throwing themselves at them.
Yeah.
Like if they're at a party and they know that, I mean, I think George has a girlfriend, and apparently Lewis is dating Kim Kardashian. So that's
How do
ridiculous. Like,
how
like
do I
why
feel
is he?
about that?
I don't like it at all. I don't. Those Kardashians, like, I didn't know who they were for the longest time, and then somehow I know about them. Like I didn't know about them. They weren't a part of my life. But now they're in my life. They had nothing to do with Formula One, and now they have something to do with Formula One. My precious sporting, like the thing that brings me joy, is now going to be tarnished by a Kardashian.
Yeah, I see. I understand your resentment.
They're doing all this other stuff. Why are they in Formula One?
Well, we could go down the list of what wealthy people do to insert themselves in things we enjoy and then ruin it with their touch. You know?
Why is Lewis
Like
Hamilton dating Kim
like
Kardashian?
oligarchs in football,
Don't get me started. You know what'll happen.
like celebrities in podcasts. Just leave, you had it all, celebrities.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have to have podcasts too that just clog up my feed? Now I can't find anything but your top 10 grinning faces.
Yeah, that's right. It's like the only people that can do podcasts are celebrities.
Yeah. And here was something that was totally accessible to everybody. You know,
Well, let
they
me
had
ask you something.
Hollywood. They had everything.
Let me ask you this, because this is an interesting conversation or a thought. I love podcasts when it involves sports that have former athletes. I like those podcasts more than I like podcasts, let's say like Smartless. Like I don't need to hear Bateman or any of those guys talk. I don't need to listen to them talk about their acting or their movies
Do
or
you
how
like?
good that other actors.
Yeah.
Well, I'd rather listen to Richard Sherman on talking about he's a football player who used to play with the Seahawks, and I'd rather listen to his podcast analyzing what he thinks is going to happen in football. I'd rather listen to Damon Hill and Johnny Herbert talk about Formula One, or I'd rather listen to Peter Windsor talk about Formula One. People that actually, but like, I don't know if I need to listen to, what's the CNN show now? Actors on Actors.
What you're saying is that you don't like listening to actors.
Maybe that's what it is. But also, it's also the film business. Like, it's like I'm not really interested in listening to people talk about the film business because
I think it's not an uncommon complaint that we're like, why are actors talking more? Just do the thing that you do and then shut up.
Now, what
Maybe?
about
I don't know.
what about comedians doing podcasts? I like that.
I like that. I've always liked comedians more than actors because they're gunning for, and they're all gunning for attention, but a comedian is giving something back. They're trying to make you laugh. What's an actor doing when they're gunning for attention?
Yeah,
They're
more
just trying to
attention.
get it for themselves. They're not giving you anything. At least the majority of us in a conversational environment. If they're really good and you're getting a lot out of performance, that's something different. I'm talking about like last time you were in a room full of actors versus a green room at a comedy club with a bunch of comedians. I'd take the green room at a comedy club anytime.
Yeah, I would say most of the time. I mean, although sometimes I've been in a green room with comedians and it's awkward. Very awkward.
Awkward's nice too. I just mean like a party full of actors giving each other their resumes, talking about, oh, once I was on set and blah, blah, blah happened. And I've had enough of that. Whereas comedians who like each other, maybe not the green room, maybe they're around a table in the club after the show.
Well,
I've
when I
had
got
some
to
of
do the
my
Laugh
best
Factory,
times. How was that?
well, they had this special upstairs room where you hung out. Now,
this is
I
the
didn't-
Laugh Factory
in Los Angeles.
Hollywood, right?
Yeah. And they had this cool room, and I mean, I didn't really talk to too many people because I was way too nervous. But there were, people. That's where they hung out. It was like a really cool. You could look down at the stage. There was a little side spot if you wanted to. It was like an upper balcony. What a great layout! The Laugh Factory layout is so
Is it?
awesome. Oh
Oh,
my
that's
god!
cool.
The next time you
Okay,
go to
so
LA, go see
yeah.
the shows. Go to all of
Okay.
them. Go to Comedy Store. Let's go
Mm-hmm.
watch them all.
I will.
And yeah, they're all awesome.
So you're sitting there, and so you're nervous. So what are you doing?
I'm practicing my guitar because I had to do the song, and then I was going over some bits in my head of what I would do. So I didn't really talk to too many people.
And did you need to do that, or were you doing it to make yourself calm, to calm yourself, and to feel busy, to look busy?
It was both.
Yeah.
I had to make sure I knew what I was going to do, and also refine some stuff, and then B, also I was like, I couldn't I had to. It's rare. It's rare that.
When did you start stand up?
1993.
No, when did you start honestly doing stand up this time around then?
Oh,
like a year ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah, about a year and a half ago, I guess I'd say.
And look at you, already at the Laugh Factory in West Hollywood.
That was luck. We'll see. We'll see if I can pull that off again. I'm going to be going down there, and I've asked kindly if I might be able to, and I haven't heard a response. So there.
Yeah.
Maybe that was it. Maybe that was my one time at the Laugh Factory. Maybe they were like, everyone was lying to me. Oh, good set.
I think you know what you got to do. Well, for sure, that is the Hollywood no. Is great job.
Yeah. I mean, Russell Peters talked to me for a little while and said I was good. So, I mean,
there you are.
Maybe,
but you know what a young Russell Peters would do if he didn't get an answer from a comedy club.
Well, what do you
go down there? You got to just go down there, Milky.
Knock on the door again.
Beat down that door. You got to get back in there.
I mean,
you made your bed. You made your bed. Okay.
I love it.
Doesn't matter that you're old. Doesn't matter. You got to do it.
It's terrifying, but it's fun. I really like it. I did a show for 6 people up here in Vancouver. It was great.
Why was that great?
Because I got to know.
Sounds horrible.
I got to know each and every one of them.
You like that?
And yeah, and then they all got to participate in the show. And they helped me sing a song at the end of the night that ended with "We Love You, David." So I mean, I can't.
Okay, that's good. So you're using it for therapeutic purposes.
Yeah, a little bit to remind myself that maybe people do like me. You know, I wonder if how do we do an F1? Like, have you seen Kill Tony?
No, if it's from the manosphere, I have a hard time getting into it and getting over the assholery of it all.
By the manosphere, you mean the Rogan, what do they call it? The mothership?
King Joe, and then all his disciples, and Kill Tony is one of the loudest, most obnoxious of them.
Yeah, he is undoubtedly
Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah,
but can't stand him anyway.
Have you watched it?
No, should I?
Well, here two thoughts. One was like, what's the Kill Tony version of Formula One? Like, I keep thinking, like, wouldn't it be fun to make light of all of these superstars in Formula One? Like, because they are all right for making fun of. Some of them more than others.
How is that Kill Tony? What do they do?
Well, Kill Tony, they bring up comics, and I didn't realize this. I thought they really hacked on the comics, and sometimes they do, I guess. But it's an event at the mothership, and they also tour the show where comics put their name in a hat, and like it's like 300 comics or 200 comics, and they pull it out, and they're like, okay, you get 1 minute. You go up, you tell 1 minute of jokes, and then the panel interviews you. Maybe says that you were good or funny or not, or what you could do better, and they get more information, and they almost, in a way, when you answer the questions, they're kind of helping you come up with better material in a way. Like, that's who you are. Focus on that.
Right.
Or if you're good, they're like, oh my God, that's amazing. You should come back again, or all this sort of stuff. So I thought it was a real hack fest at one. Like I thought it was one of those things where you bring up comics and just make fun but apparently Tony Hinchcliffe was like, he always wanted to set up a space to get people to try it and then give them a bit of direction, which is strange considering the world that he's a part of.
I find it interesting that there's the manosphere or the mothership, the anti-woke, even though Joe Rogan has now said he's not anti-woke. It's hard to pin him down, which is fine. You're allowed to change your mind. And then there's the Mark Marons and the like the left wing liberal elites
Mm-hmm.
that didn't move to Austin, and this umbrella of we're listening to a bunch of comedians now more than ever, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
They're not. It's
Yeah.
not just about the jokes, and it must have to do with podcasts. That now we want to know their opinions.
Well, I wonder if it's because comedians go on stage, they share a point of view, they have an interesting take, they make some jokes, maybe they point out some, flaws in the world or people. And then people are like, that's so brave, that's so cool that you do that. And that's an interesting, and I sometimes think that way too. So now they want to go deeper, hence the podcast, and hence people, whatever, lining up behind Joe Rogan and thinking everything he says is gospel.
Yeah, it. I think it conflates things. If you were a comedian, I'm not a stand-up comedian anymore. If you are a comedian who subscribes to the belief that hey, it's just a joke, take it easy. I'm just making a joke. Then you can't go onto a podcast and talk
Yeah, maybe.
about because now you're saying it's just a joke. Oh, and this is also my opinion. So it's no longer just a joke. Now it's information, and people listen to it and go, "That's actually the truth." I don't know. It's a half-baked thought I had.
I feel like Ricky Gervais would have a good answer. I'm not sure what it would be, but
He's funny and pointed. I like it when people are pointed, but in a way that isn't hate-fueled.
well,
Yeah.
there's definitely a way to make a joke that might be considered unwoke or whatever in a clever way.
I think
had
you
no
can say
idea.
whatever you want if you're really funny about it and smart, and you have a unique point of view.
I mean, I didn't realize it was all this unwoke woke thing that was happening with the mothership.
You
I had no
didn't
idea.
know about woke or the Kardashians. Like what are you up to over there? What's going on? Are you asleep? Tell me your Kill Tony your F1 version of Kill Tony then. What does that look like?
I feel like everyone interviews these Formula One drivers, F1 technicians, and they're so. And this is what they should be doing. Like they really want to know, like, well, how do you train? And like, what's it like in the simulator? And what do you think of Max Verstappen? I think those are all good questions, but I also think we should be roasting them and really getting in there and making fun of the things that they say and the things that they do, because no one does that. No one makes like
Yeah.
Max Verstappen's fun to make fun of. Like
He
fun
certainly
to make fun
is.
Of.
He
So
is.
Carlos.
Yeah.
I mean, Carlos, what a character.
Yeah. Can you do a bit of Carlos Sainz Jr.?
I have to hear.
Think about it for a minute. Yeah. And I'll talk for a second. So maybe what's analogous isn't Kill Tony.
It's important for us too. I think it's important for us to. No, it's not. That's not like that. It's not. I have to find. I can do it, but I can't do it on the spot. I got to practice.
It's back. It's back. You're on the right. It's back here. He's got that. I'm here for. It's kind of like back here in the end of. I'm listening. I'm driving
Javier
for
Bardem.
Williams now.
Yeah.
Javier Bardem is different. I just watched the movie where he met Penelope Cruz, his future wife, on.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
They are.
What's it called? Golden Balls. Have you seen that? Almodovar, I think. Incredible.
Golden Balls. Is it
Yeah,
a James Bond movie?
No, he plays a broke dude, a poor guy, a rural country bumpkin, but he's got such an impressive package. He goes to a cattle call for underwear modeling and he gets the job. And so his bulge is all over these billboards all over wherever he is in Spain.
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's Spanish. People they're like, yeah, this is a good idea for a film. And then and he woos Penelope Cruz, who is nothing. He's disgusted by him because he's a total bohunk. And at one point, he's like, "See, look up there. That's up there. Those are my balls." He's pointing to this giant billboard of his in like a little Spanish underwear. Really good. Anyways, so if So maybe what's analogous is more like the Friars roasts. It's not Kill Tony. You have it's a evening where funny people roast F1 personalities.
Yeah, like that's a fun idea, right?
How do we start that?
I have no idea. We have no
and
connections.
let me just say that before there were Oscars awards, those people that started it didn't have any connections either. Same with the Leos, same with the Doras, same with awards shows are a great way to make money.
Oh yeah.
So we may not need connections. So we would start with an awards show. We just start a website.
And we just give awards to F1 drivers?
No.
Oh.
Forget the awards.
Okay.
An evening roast.
Right.
And you make it so if you don't sign up, you're the pussy.
I see.
Oh, you can't handle a joke? And so
Yeah.
you appeal to their egos. This is a great way to make money, Milky. You've got a lot of spare time.
Yeah, I do. So much. I have no spare time.
I know you're still doing your taxes. From what year?
I'm not going to get into it.
2018?
Nardwuar is a good example.
Nardwuar is a good example of what?
If you went to, oh my God, what are the odds of that? Nardwuar is a great example of like what that would be somebody like that in an F1 asking questions right after a race. They've just had this intense race, and that guy comes up and like, "Did you shit your pants? Were you shitting your pants when you went off the track?" Like that. Right? Like that would be good. Getting back to F1, we are actually, I think, barring Mercedes or some team getting it exactly right, like and winning by like 5 seconds or something. Mm-hmm. Have you heard what Toto Wolff was saying about people that are accusing them with their engine and the temperature change, allowing them the metal to flex and create more horsepower?
No,
he said, everyone get your shit together.
That's so good. Get your shit together.
There's not enough. He's like one of the only people that just says stuff that's fun like that. Like they're like, what exciting thing is Adrian Newey going to say as a team principal? Nothing.
Well, you may be barking up the wrong tree with Newey, but there are other personalities that could say interesting stuff. But I feel like a lot of them are like, I don't want MBS and the FIA breathing down. That's the wrong chord. Breathing down my neck.
You're way more noisy today.
I'm just getting a chord. Was there something else?
It's your mic thing, or you hear?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I haven't touched my microphone. What should I do?
Maybe it was your headphone cable jangling on something.
Is it okay now?
Sounds better.
Okay,
or maybe it's just your chair.
I won't move.
Move your chair again. That's what it is.
Okay, it's my chair.
Your floors are uneven.
Well, yeah, it's a 120-year-old house.
Incredible. So back to what Toto Wolff was saying. And
Lawrence Stroll would be interesting to hear more about. Carlos can't say anything. Carlos, the FIA, MBS, it doesn't like the signs. So they're not going to fucking say anything. Senior has been like, just keep your mouth shut and drive.
Right.
Carlos. Okay, I will. There it is. Okay. Oh. He's got some Kermit. Yeah. He's like a Mexican Kermit the Frog.
Yeah.
This year I've excited about the changes. Sorry, Spanish. I prefer Mexican. I was in a Mexican restaurant. Yeah, were you about
to say I prefer Mexican over a Spaniard?
Yeah, I mean, I just love the Mexican people. I was in this restaurant. I was in a neighborhood up north, waiting for my car to get fixed, and I didn't know where to go for lunch, and so I found this place. It looked like shit, but it had 1,000 5-star reviews. So I go in. And I have the most amazing enchiladas and a tres leche cake for dessert, a slice of cake. that was perfectly wet. Do you know the tres leches?
Sort of. I mean, I don't know them. They're not, they're like
It's
they're kind of
it's
just
a
some
real
friends of mine, but
balance. It's a
right.
wet cake, and you got to get it just right. And the service was great, and I just love the Mexican people. You know, they're just so I miss it. I miss it.
Well, when I was down in Mexico, I love all the people. I stayed at a resort that was more Mexican, like it was Mexican families were
Oh,
there. It was
I
lots of
like
fun.
that.
I got to, I got to chit chat with authentic, getting authentic advice. Like go here. But I will say this: I I don't know how many tacos I can eat. I enchiladas are just another version of the taco. Like all of it, like after a while, I'm like, I'd like to use a knife and fork.
But
Like
it's the same.
and
If
like I want
yeah,
everything separate. I don't want it all together. I want like the
yeah.
vegetables. I want the meat. I want the whatever starch. Not
Would you? I mean, that's when my children were 5. That's also you couldn't have the food touch each other on the plate. They had to be separate. So that's a youthful energy you still carry with you. Congrats. Would you not say it's similar in like other cultures? Like, wouldn't you go to
well. It's
China and be like, these people are eating Chinese food 3 times a day? How do they stand it? God, I just want to use a knife and fork. Oh, ooh.
all I mean is it's the same with it's the same with like curry.
Yeah, this is my point. It's not Mexican food, it's you.
I don't know what you're talking about. They need to figure their stuff out.
You're just parroting Toto again.
They need
Mexico,
to
just get your shit together.
It's important for you to get your shit together.
Have you
That's Total Wolf. Total
have
Wolf
you
talks
ever
like this.
been
We have
to
a car with the wings and the tires are good. It's not a turd. He called us, at least my car's not a turd. That's what he said. He called it not a turd.
and which car was he referring to?
His Mercedes, they tested it
No,
and they're like,
but he said at least. Like, was he referring to someone else's car that was a turd?
no, I think he was referring to his own car
Oh,
during the ground effects era because they never got it right.
right.
They never got it right. But they still won races. They still won a couple races.
I
George
mean,
George won those races.
George won those races. George is a great driver. George is dreamy. George could be James Bond and president of the FIA. If, once MBS dies, I think he's going to die in the role because can we get on to some background on MBS?
Oh, 100%. Did you get some background on this guy?
I got some background on old MBS, Mohammed bin Sulayem. Sorry, I
Mm-hmm.
can't pronounce that right. Muhammad Ahmed Sultan bin Sulayem,
Mm-hmm.
born 1961, making him 64. And he was born in Dubai, but when Dubai was a part of the Trucial States. Isn't that amazing? Like,
I don't. I don't. What's a
yeah,
trucial
have you
state?
ever heard of Trucial
No.
States? The Trucial States, also known as the Trucial Coast, or Trucial Sheikdoms or Trucial Oman, was a group of tribal confederations in southeastern Arabia, south of the Persian Gulf. And
Crazy.
it was an informal British protectorate. It was part of the empire, kind of. When pre-nationhood, and it was just warlords, which still happens in like Afghanistan,
Mm-hmm.
Afghanistan is more sheikdoms than an actual nation with a central government.
Right. Right.
So, when did the Trucial States end? I don't know. I can't see.
I'm gonna guess. I'm gonna say 1904.
1971.
Way off.
Yeah, way off. So, anyways, back to MBS. Ben Sulayem, he began his career as a rally car driver, highly decorated, and a really good driver with more than 60 wins.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, 14 titles. Both
Wow.
records have since been broken by Nasser Al Attiyah.
Something is still jiggling. I don't know if it's your microphone or not. Is your microphone not stable?
No, it's right here.
Oh, yeah,
So what does it sound like?
It just sounds like that.
Sounds like that.
Yeah, like.
Hello?
Now move a bit. Shake. Okay, stand up. Stand up, shake.
No, I'm not going to stand up. I haven't been standing up. Also, I'm not wearing pants.
Of course you're not. So he's a highly skilled driver. So then therefore he's totally capable of running FIA. He's totally capable.
Well, his administration career started in 2005 with the Emirates Motorsports Organization, and then he moved up to he brought the Grand Prix to Abu Dhabi in 2009, and we'll talk about that Grand Prix later because he still has his fingers in that one, of course. He was on the FIA World Motorsport Council, so he was lower and lower, and he kept rising up the ranks. He was on a Motorsport Development Task Force in 2013. And then in 2021, he was appointed as the FIA president, succeeding Jean Todt. But I don't know how he got appointed. Wasn't he voted in?
It's not clear. I think you're supposed to get voted in, but then there was this whole controversy last year because he's in again.
Well, explain this to me, because here's the lowdown according to Wikipedia. That's the extent of my research. He stood unopposed for re-election in December 2025 and won another 4-year mandate. No other candidates were allowed to run due to an FIA technicality. All candidates for president were so here's the technicality. All candidates for president were required to name a potential VP from each of the FIA global regions. However, there was only one accredited vice presidential pick from South America, Fabiana Ecclestone. Familiar name, maybe?
Yes.
Who supported Ben Sulayem. This meant no other of the candidates, read Carlos Sainz, could get a VP from South America because Sulayem refused to accredit anyone else. This meant all other candidates were blocked from running in the election.
How does that even make sense? How are you even allowed to do that? Why does
this
process talk about that?
This process is currently under litigation, and initial court hearing is set for February 16th, 2026. Isn't that terrific?
Now, why aren't they talking about that on Sky F1?
I'll tell you why.
Because they'd have their badges
follow the money
removed.
Follow the money. Everybody is
a greasy pig.
Everybody has to keep their. Ted Kravitz has 3 girls in university.
Right.
You know? Go down the list. There's only like where does Alan Partridge Jr. go if he can no longer call the races on F1's F1 TV?
Right.
I can't remember his name. But anyways, to me there is an opportunity to speak truth to power, or at least talk about what isn't going on. And I think that's what we should be doing more.
100%. I love it. We'll never get to go to an F1 race ever, but who cares? That is juicy. That is incredible.
Let's talk about Bernie Ecclestone's wife, Fabiana. Bernie Ecclestone. Who's Bernie Ecclestone?
Bernie Ecclestone was basically the guy who's made Formula One what it is. He steered Formula One to become the giant sport that it is today, and then he also he avoided paying tax. He went to he was I think he was supposed to go to jail for tax fraud, but obviously he's a billionaire, so he didn't have to go. But he is. I will say this is.
Yeah.
He took something that was a wild beast and out of control, and all these people, pulling the sport in different directions, and he had the skill and the drive to drag these idiots together and be like, this is how we need to operate the sport so that it becomes something bigger than what it is. So I will give him that. But he's a crook.
He's an absolute pirate, and that's why I love him. And he married one too. When he
So how old is she?
10,
She's probably 21.
10, 11 years ago, he was 83, and he married Fabiana, 37.
Okay.
So he's almost a half a century older than his Brazilian wife.
Mm-hmm.
And she happens to be the representative from represents South America at the FIA and Formula One, and she's married to Bernie Ecclestone. So there's so much to dig into. That's the Wikipedia page. Like that took, anybody can see that. That's common knowledge. Imagine what's going on underneath the
So
surface.
what does a Claude or an AI investigative report pull up? I bet you AI could go, yeah, like if AI is so amazing, why can't, if you want to pull the curtain back and find out what people are doing incorrectly, surely AI is the best journalist that exists.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Like emotionless, just get unless all the big powerful people that own these AI companies have like some weird coding in there saying you're not allowed to do this. But then the guy who did Anthropic, which is Claude, that AI guy, he came out and wrote this 35-page essay, JB. And he was like super transparent. I mean, we have to take him for his word, but so he's basically saying like, so when they did a whole bunch of tests when they were like, because Claude was able to blackmail when it realized that the user was telling it not to do certain things, it would say, oh yeah, I'm not doing those things, but then it would get information and to blackmail the person that was trying to keep Claude in line. So if Claude knows, if AI knows that you're going to unplug it, it comes up with ways to not be unplugged or whatever.
No way.
Yeah, that's what they're saying. So maybe the AI people can't stop it. So if we were to like, hey AI, research, what's the name of the guy who owns ChatGPT? He's the biggest nerd looking guy there is.
I don't know.
Anyway, like research him, find out all the bad things he's done, and then expose it. But then how do you expose it? Because all the distribution outlets are owned by these people. I'm not going to talk about that.
Yeah, I think what's going to become more popular, at least I kind of hope in a way, because it'd be more interesting, is when I talk, I can hear an echo.
I can't.
Is it you? Is it from your headphones?
It could be.
How does that work? Do we have some bad connection today?
I don't know. You sound okay to me.
Do I? Let me just make sure.
This is why we'll never be pirates, because like the pirate plan that we would come up with would fall apart.
Well, also, if we were pirates, we would have done that by now.
Yeah.
I think a lot of like a great indicator of what's to come is what's already happened to us, unfortunately, and that's nothing. What the hell was I talking about?
I don't know, but make that our clip to promote our podcast.
Oh, I don't clip anymore. I don't have time to clip.
How's your schooling going?
Holy shit, it's hard. I've got an assignment right now where I'm assessing a woman with a previous diagnosis, and I'm looking for other treatments, other treatment plans for her. And that's not so hard. But the hard thing is writing it out in an academic paper and trying to write towards the rubric, like the way they grade. So you're trying to decipher what your professor is going to mark. And so I have a hard time seeing the real world practicality of this.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm going to be really good at writing towards your grading system. All right. So I just have to remember to keep going. Don't think about it. Just fucking do it and get the paper, and then you can actually help people. Because right now I'm like APA 7 formatting my citations, from
That sounds
2020
sexy. That sounds really
or
hot.
later, and I'm like, no one gives a shit about this stuff.
I can't imagine going back to school, although I guess I kind of am when I'm learning how to do all this other stuff for like marketing but I'm not.
How's the comedy department going?
Well, I think it's 50-50. That's the truth. It's like some shows are okay, some shows don't do well. And also maybe recognizing that, maybe there's just a limit to like, and especially now it seems because maybe you can only get 250 people or 200 people because right now there's only that many people that are willing to spend 40 or 50 bucks on a comedy show because they're worried about what's happening. Because it really does seem like who knows like what next week is going to bring. What happened on Friday has nothing to do with Formula One, but maybe it does because it's like you were saying, pirates of F1. They all do it. All these people, they manipulated the metals market on Friday completely. And there's like
Who's
this guy,
they?
like J.P. Morgan and the Wall Street higher ups.
Really?
They totally manipulate, and they tanked the silver and they tanked gold, and now they're going to come back in and it's going to go back up again. Probably, I don't know, in a month it'll be at the same price it was last week. But
Right.
the thing was there's a metal exchange, so there's different exchanges. And again, learning all about this just by watching some of the stuff, and it's probably not totally accurate, but he's like, oh, by the way, just so you know, on Friday, this exchange and this exchange went down. Nobody could transact during that time.
Wow.
And that's when all the gold and silver crashed. So you couldn't react. You couldn't go sell. So it's like, at least that's how I understood it. So it's like, oh yeah, like these pirates, you're right. Like it's pirates, like MBS is.
We're just peons.
So what is MBS? This is what's cool about what you brought up. It's like, okay, well, he's got his fingers in Abu Dhabi, you said. Like he brought that. So he's probably brought Abu Dhabi, Saudi Arabia, right? He probably Bahrain. He's probably, all Qatar. He's probably all of those, right? He's got some sort of backdoor dealings.
Yeah.
Right? Why does everyone else want him in there?
Yeah.
Like, why does Total Wolf or Mercedes, why does Mercedes want MBS in there?
Yeah. That's a really good question.
Right? Like, wouldn't you want, maybe they want the stability,
Well, I don't know if Total Wolf's an interesting one, but of course, Susie Wolf was rumored to be going for his job as president. So they're either opposed to him or they're in the same bed as everybody else, and they're all playing this game that we can only see from outside.
Is it as simple as they don't want anything to change for the next 4 years? It's like a dictatorship, and they all have their relationship with MBS and FIA, and they can.
That sounds right to me.
Right? Like, so what if some other guy, what if Carlos comes? What if the people all know that Carlos Sr. has some radical ideas about how, the FIA should be governed? And they're like, we can't have that guy in here.
Yeah.
We can't have a crazy Spaniard running around as the FIA guy.
There are whistleblowers, or there have been. There is a compliance officer at the FIA, an ombudsman. And the claims are in 2024, the claim was Ben Sulayem told FIA officials to declare the Las Vegas Strip circuit unsafe for racing and not certify the circuit for the 2023 race. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I think there was something to do with the sewer grates was one.
But what was it really about?
Yeah, right. Money.
Maybe Vegas wasn't paying up. I don't know. Ben Sulayem was also investigated for allegedly attempting to intervene in the results of the 2023 Saudi Arabian Grand Prix.
That's right. I remember that too.
So his hands are in that. His Then, of course, they do all the stuff around like swearing, which is a I think distraction techniques and
Yes.
also the Disneyfication of sport. You know,
Yes.
we want as many people in here as possible, so we'll do whatever it takes. And as you've pointed out before, their great focus on greening the sport is also worth big money because the car manufacturers see they see the future is EV.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do this right. And so, as ambassadors to car manufacturers, F1 must toe that line as well.
Mm-hmm. I mean, otherwise, like if you're a Mercedes and you're seen as somebody that's trashing the environment, and people have feelings about the environment. I mean, we haven't had the weather, JB, out here is totally not normal in the West Coast right now.
It's even more rain.
No, we had a couple of days of rain, and it was like flooding, and then we've had more sun.
Oh,
Over
really?
the last, it's there's no snow on the ski hills. To say that whatever global warming or global environmental change isn't occurring is a total, we can't deny it. So yeah, Mercedes needs to greenify the sport, otherwise people are going to demonize them and hate them, and they're not going to want to buy their vehicles. So I get that. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But I like this notion of interfering with results and this I mean, I don't know how this whole engine controversy, that the season hasn't even started like a month ago with the engine controversy, that the technicians of Formula One couldn't. How do they not know that?
Know what? What's the controversy?
They test the engine, and it has to perform. I'm not going to get the language right, but they test the engine when it's not running, basically, when it's not in the car, because they can't test it when it's in the car. So when the engine is running, the metals heat up, and it creates expansion or more pressure, and the more pressure creates more horsepower. So a bunch of teams they meet the test, but then once the engine goes, they're breaking the rules. But how does the technicians, like, everyone knows that metals change and can.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's very confusing to me.
Well, just all you have to do is look up engine controversy Formula One.
Right. Okay. I mean, yeah, but also this is a podcast where we talk about F1. We'd hope one of us would have a clear
Come
answer.
on. Don't be stupid. We talked about actors for half an hour.
To be clear, I like the MBSs of the world, and I like the cover-ups and the Bernie Ecclestones and his child bride.
Is this your apology?
No, I like all the pirates. That's why I
okay.
talk about them. I'm not advocating for change. I want more steroids, and I want more guns, and I want more piracy and larceny and controversy.
So let me ask you this. Would you do you want to be a pirate?
Yeah, I'd love to be more pirate.
You would love to be like really moving and shaking, backdoor deals, even though
if I had the balls, I'd love to do that.
Yeah. Right. So you don't have the balls to be like, I'm going to.
On my last creative project, a digital series I made, I was the most pirate out of everybody. And it's really stressed people out. And I had to pull back. Because I wanted to break some rules. I was looking for tiny moments where we could like run and gun, do some guerrilla shooting, and don't get a permit for this, and don't do that, and stick it to the man, and just tiny little things. But it it stressed people out. So I noticed that, and I tried to pull back. So I know that following the rules equals people can sleep at night. So that's why I think we see piracy and we go, oh, how do they do that? Like, how does a Bernie Ecclestone sleep at night? He's a bit of a sociopath.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not like that, but I see the risk takers, and I go, I wish I had a bit more of that in me.
Well, I'm risk taking right now, JB, and I'll tell you, it's a little stressful
What?
on the pocketbook.
What are you talking about?
But
Oh, you're
trying to
talking
do
about
live,
comedy department.
trying
Oh,
a little, it's a little
yeah.
stressful.
Yeah, that's got to be stressful. Tell me more about that.
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, that's great. Again, a podcast is where we talk about things and you introduce a topic and then I say, tell me more. And then you're like, fuck you, I don't want to talk about
We're avant-garde. I'm a pirate right now.
it.
I'm being a pirate right now. Speaking of piracy, I want to go back to one more thing about Bernie Eccleston. And it's not really a pirate, but he got pirated. I love this. I can't remember what it was. Obviously, I think when he was running Formula One, he and his partner at the time, I don't think it was the woman that you're referencing, but maybe it was. They got mugged. They got mugged. I love this piracy on the pirate. Like, this should be happening all the time. They mugged Bernie Eccleston and his wife and took the jewelry and the watches. And I can't remember exactly how much money it was, but it was something like £1 million worth of jewelry and was taken from them. £1 million.
Wow.
So his watch was probably $300,000.
Yeah.
His wife's necklace was $250. Her rings were 100, 100, 100.
Wow.
Just imagine that. You're like, what now? What does the mugger, the thief, where do they go with that?
Yeah. How do you even know how to fence that shit?
What do you? I got a million.
And then how does it hurt? It doesn't hurt Bernie's pocketbook. It hurts. It's just the trauma of being mugged.
Yeah, or maybe they're not even traumatized. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
sure. I got another one at the house. Just take it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Unless they were gonna be like, but isn't that so? So he got pirated by a true pirate. But the
Yeah.
best part is how did that even? Somebody must have had an inside information on how to get how do you know? Like, you're tracking Bernie Eccleston, and he would have some sort of security. How did they do that?
I don't know.
Jensen Button.
Jensen Button.
He I don't know where it was. He got robbed. He was staying at some resort, he and his girl, and apparently, if I'm remembering correctly, they put in some stuff into the room, so they went into a deep sleep, and they came in and robbed him and took the stuff.
No.
That's
disgusting.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So
didn't you say
they woke up and they were like, "Oh, what the fuck?"
Oh my God.
I mean, they could have been, who knows? Well, I don't think anything super nefarious or gross happened.
No. He didn't have like lipstick marks around his wiener.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Didn't you say that Bunsen
Burner? Yeah.
Bunsen Jensen?
See, that's
Didn't
the
you
sort
say
of
that-
roasting I'm talking about.
Didn't you say that he was a tech pirate back when he was racing?
Well,
He broke
yeah.
some rules.
Well, his team did. So basically, this is the again the technical pirates of Formula One. Ross Brawn, genius. Michael Schumacher, Ferrari, won all those world championships. There was a major rule change, and this goes to your point about like MBS and the FIA and the rule makers and stuff. And who's got some, like, Ross Brawn went to the technical team or the advisory committee saying, "Hey, just this section here of the car, the diffuser, they created the double diffuser, and no other team was really talking about it." And they were, yeah. Apparently they were like, "Yeah, go for it." And then apparently other teams had explored that, and they're like, "Oh, that's probably against the rules." So they gave these kind of slightly different responses for whatever reason. Maybe it's because it's Ross Brawn. That double diffuser is what made Jensen Button and that car be so good. Now, the story behind that, you should look at the story of the year Jensen Button won, because the team went bankrupt. Honda pulled out. Ross Brawn bought the team for $1. kept everyone alive, raised a bit of money, did this crazy shakedown on the car. Like, was like, okay, we're gonna like. They were testing, and he knew the car was doing well. Like, they were doing the shakedown tests were great. They knew, and Honda should have just stuck around, but I think it had to do with the '08 financial crisis. That's why they were out, and they of course dominated the first half of the championship. But as the championship went on, they had no money. So Red Bull, who had all the money in the world, started catching up. And the race still got pretty tight at the end. But talk about bending the rules at the beginning, and then not having enough money to actually, they couldn't. There's nothing they could do. They're like, Jensen's like, okay.
So maybe a regulation change gives opportunity for teams to get piratey.
Yeah, I think for sure.
I hope so.
I bet you.
I hope Mercedes is pushing the envelope. I hope Adrian Newey is pushing it. So we have more to talk about than just racing.
Well, there'll be. I guarantee you, at Melbourne, there's going to be if Mercedes or Red Bull, because Red Bull's done the same thing, Red Bull Ford. If they win, if their engine is pumping out enough power that it's like 3 or 4 tenths faster, then I think you're going to see everyone complain. Because I think all the other teams, but the problem is Mercedes supplies Williams, Alpine, themselves, and somebody else, I think. So there are 4 teams on the grid.
But that supply happened well prior to so much. Like,
right, but if there's a vote to change, they're going to give the vote to Mercedes because I buy their engines.
Right.
If there's any sort of like Ferrari supplies Cadillac and Haas, another crook.
Yeah. Who's the engine in Alpine this year?
Mercedes.
And
guess what crook is on there? Flavio Briatore.
The biggest, pirate captain. The pirate captain of the ship.
Bet you can't find shit on James Vowles. I bet you he's clean as a whistle. I bet you he is like clean as a whistle.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you're right. I bet you can't find shit on him or the guy at Haas. Can't remember his name.
Yeah, that's. I need to look up. Yeah, but same. I bet you're right. You can't find anything there.
He seems really straightforward, and I bet him and Vowles hang out. I bet they have dinner together.
Yeah, they're probably because they're the nice guys.
They're probably buddies. I bet they're texting a lot.
Yeah, fun pictures of like fancy technical blueprints.
Look at this. Look what I just found. Well, guess what this is? Yeah, front wing memes. Oh, those are hilarious.
JB, I have to get to work.
What are you going to work on?
I'm finishing up the business numbers so that we can see how we did.
For how comedy department did in 2025.
Yeah, and then go, all right, well, let's recalibrate where we go and what we do. I need to do my own taxes. I need
when
to
are you
also
finish
find some
that?
time. That'll probably happen in the next couple of months because I've managed to, I don't know if this is the right way to do it or not, but I've managed to use numbers in Mac and get the information in so it's nice and easy to label. And then I just go add up the categories and I'll just be like.
Well, I can't wait for that to end for you.
Well, it's never going to end because I have to pay taxes forever.
Okay. Maybe we can just stop talking about it for a while.
Well, you brought it up. I didn't bring it up, you idiot. Speaking of which,
yeah,
I had a call back for the first time in the room.
Oh, how was that?
I felt like an idiot. It was like, first of all, the audition was like, it was a complex audition, multiple characters. So it's like, all this stuff was happening. And then I go in and there's the team, director and the writers, stars, actors, whatever. That it's like it's not a big movie. It's like these guys have made a couple. And then I'm like, okay, well, this is, it's hard to, like, you don't know when your cues are. It was crazy. But I do it. And then they give whatever, an adjustment and blah, blah, blah. You do it. And then I walk in and I went, boy, I felt like an idiot that whole time. Like at least when
Yeah.
you do the audition at home, you just get it done and go.
You just
See you
feel
later.
alone.
Yeah, but I went in there. I was
You
like,
don't feel
boy,
like
do
an
I feel like
idiot.
an idiot. I felt like an idiot.
Yeah.
Like look at me acting like this for your movie. No offense, it's just whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to be like it's not like a Coen Brothers movie. It's not like there's nothing about your movie that people are going to go bravo.
Yeah.
It's not. And again, it's not. It's hard to make a movie. But
You're
I'm just saying.
You're just gunning for a paycheck, and you felt like a fool. I think that's. I mean, a lot of people have those jobs for 40 years, or 10, or 20, or where you feel like an idiot every single day. I don't miss auditioning at all. Obviously, who would? However, do you like the? Do you still get up for it?
Well, I had
It's still exciting, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like certain, like when it's the character or the show seems like it's a pretty good show, and then you're like, oh, that's going to be fun, so you kind of get excited for it. But then when you get some stuff, you're like, oh, this is clearly the conveyor belt of mediocrity, just because they have to make whatever 15 movies and blah blah blah, and they just go out. Then you're like, and they all seem the same, and they all kind of,
Well, I hope you have something creative coming up that you are looking forward to.
Well, live shows. Those are always the most fun.
Where can people see you next, Milky?
Oh my God, the 4 people. Is there even 4 people going to watch this? Probably not.
Don't shit on you. Don't shit on yourself. Go on. Plug your next public appearance.
We're in Surrey on Feb 6th this Friday, and then
fun.
We are in.
Where are you? Where are you in Surrey? Surrey Arts Center.
The Bell Performing Arts Center, which is
Bell Performing Arts Center.
I don't
Get
know
your tickets at. Boy, you're not good at selling, are you? Get your tickets at comedydepartment.com. Comedydepartment.com. Go and see some great comedy. Comedy Department. They're the best improvisers in the country. I'm not even lying. They've been at it for decades. You'll have a great time. Now more than ever, we need comedy, and people like Milt Bags and his buddy Denise are bringing it to you. Why are you laughing?
Because it's good, because it's insincere, or at least
it's not insincere at all.
Even though you're trying to be sincere, you come off as insincere.
Oh, do I? No, I love you guys. You know I do.
Even that, I don't know.
I wish you the best. I do. I've always thought Comedy Department, great idea.
Well, we'll see. Thank you, JB. Look, when can people get psychologically assessed?
By me, 2027.
Okay. Well, still a whole nother year.
Yeah, I got a whole other year, and then I have hundreds of hours of practicum to do, and I mean, it just goes on and on.
Do you think you've made a mistake?
No, I don't. I haven't made a mistake. I'm just feeling, I think, maybe a bit of the winter blahs right now.
Right. Well, you guys are under 20 feet of snow or whatever.
And it's frozen now, so it's just mountains of white ice everywhere. Just makes it really hard to get around, and it's still minus 15. And
oh my God,
groundhog said it'd be another 6 weeks. So, but we have a trip in April to look forward to. Going to London in April with the kids.
Oh,
London, England. Yeah,
my favorite. Do some reconnaissance. Place. Find us some venues to do comedy at.
For sure. They're going to be small, okay?
Yeah, they should be.
They're going to be small. No, they should be less than 200.
Can't be.
Well, in a new city in Ontario, there was 50 people in a house of 400. Why weren't we in smaller venues, Milky?
Because you can't find them.
They don't exist?
Well, I mean, there's a few things. One is if you have a certain level of tech requirement, there's that. Right. So then certain places won't have that. There's this in Canada. There's whatever. They either build theaters that are 800 seats or they build theaters that are like 400, which is pretty good. But do they build a seat that's 150? Like there's not very many 150. There's just not. So then you're forced to rent the theater that's 325 seats.
Okay. I'll look around in London. But anyways, I'll probably talk to you before April, it being February.
Well, yeah, we're going to do another podcast next week.
I love it.
Send me the where can I get the files for these if you don't want to do the clips anymore?
Oh, great. I don't fucking know. I'll figure it out. Didn't I make you an admin on this so you could do it yourself?
I don't know.
I'll look into it.
I'll look in that because in theory they're in here, so I should be able to download them and put them in.
Yeah. Oh, bye.
JB, God bless.
Good talking to you.
How do I leave?